How do you reprogram your subconscious?
Well, that became a that very question became a sort of passion / obsession for me, because working with these athletes, as I say, starting out, I wanted to know, okay, how do we do that? How do we get down to it? And back then, the things that were available were things like hypnosis, which has been around forever, and then NLP and stuff. That was the sort of thing in the 90s. And I did lots of that training, but I was never overly impressed with the results from either of those modalities. And so I sort of, ended up really getting into it, and ended up measuring brainwaves, looking at a range of techniques and different modalities and changing things around, and looking at the science of the body, of course, the mind-body connection that we know today, and then just measuring brainwaves, doing different methods and, putting different techniques and variations of techniques together to see if I could get a specific brainwave pattern that would allow for rapid subconscious reprogramming or subconscious reprogramming. So that's what initially set me off on. Well, that ended up being a PhD research project, which was actually taken over a 14-year period. So that's how the Gamma Mindset was born. The Gamma Mindset technique was born. And then, that technique allows for rapid reprogramming. And that's something that I measured using various different techniques, brainwave measurement, something called electrophotonic imaging, which is a fancy Russian device which measures your energy and stress. Lots of kinesiology muscle testing, which is my favorite form of testing, so that you can see a change in the autonomic nervous system, the subconscious system, pre and post. And then just developed this process and tested, and then applied it with athletes, applied it with people. Okay, when we use this technique and when we reprogram, do you improve? Do you feel better? Do you get better results? And it was yes, all the way through. So that's how, that's a short sort of quick overview of how I got into doing it.
The testing the brain waves, you put like all the probes on your head.
This is where I first saw what's called gamma brainwaves. This is where I first saw gamma brainwaves. Now, gamma brainwaves, let me just do a quick overview of brainwaves so we give it a bit of context.
Please.
So generally in a 24-hour day and night cycle, we'll have 4 brainwaves. So we'll have like the beta wave, which is me now and you now probably. Well, certainly me now, because I'm thinking a lot, I'm wide awake, I'm alert, I'm looking at you, I'm really thinking about what I'm saying. That's that sort of day-to-day focus, action, get on with it sort of state of mind. And then when we slow down a little bit and relax down a little bit, probably more like you are compared to me now, you activate that alpha wave, and the alpha wave is just a slower brainwave. It's a slower frequency. Mm-hmm. And then when you relax even more and you get into that sort of light daydreamy place and almost into a light sleep, you're into what's called the theta wave. And again, just a slower brainwave. Then at night for adults in deep sleep, we'll have what's called delta waves. And when you create delta waves for adults in deep sleep, you're in la-la land. There's no awareness of yourself. That's when you're in deep sleep dreaming and you've gone. So those are the 4 brainwaves that we have on a 24-hour day and night cycle. Now, gamma waves are a different ball game. Gamma waves, when you create gamma waves, more of your brain cells fire at the same time. And this is what's known really as optimal functioning of the brain. It's called neural synchrony, as again, more of your brain cells firing at the same time, which creates a state of flow, a state of oneness, a state of coherence. But gamma brainwaves allow for rapid processing of information. So when I first saw these gamma brainwaves, I'd done about 4 or 5 years of measuring techniques, but I think it was 2010 when I first saw gamma brainwaves, when I'd really cracked the technique, if you like. And then that was like, wow, what's this? This is interesting stuff, because generally speaking, most people don't produce much gamma at all. And the research that's been done on gamma is with Buddhists with thousands of hours of meditation experience. So this was like a little like, wow, this is a little nice little finding here. This is a special finding because the technique that I created creates high levels of gamma in 60 to 90 seconds. And there's scientific reasons behind the technique. There's 4 steps behind the technique that are all science-based science-based reasons, which create this gamma state. So that allows for rapid reprogramming because you also get high theta, you get high alpha, and the beta wave is completely switched off, which means Another key point of the gamma is when you produce gamma, your stress response is off, just switched off completely.
Right.
So it creates, a really sweet spot in your brain, allows for this rapid processing of information, which allows for rapid reprogramming.